The Senate is voting on whether to pull back $1.1 billion in federal funding for public broadcasting, which could have a devastating impact on radio stations throughout tribal communities.
It seems like an emergency is unfolding.
That emergency is a result of the Senate voting Wednesday on whether to claw back $1.1 billion in federal funding from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which supports NPR, PBS, and tribal stations across the country.
We have 57 radio stations and 3 television stations serving Indian country. And of those, 36 participate in the Corporation for Public Broadcasting's Community Service Grant Program.
Loris Taylor, president of Native Public Media, which supports that network of stations, underscored the role radio plays for the indigenous community.
I'm KUII Hopi Radio's
From education to providing essential information and alerts.
Who are usually in the most remote and isolated communities across the United States.
There are 4 stations in Arizona that rely on money from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. It accounts for anywhere between 30 to 70% of their total funding. Of the 4 stations, 3 would be at serious risk of going off the air.
We need these stations to keep us abreast of what's happening, what's relevant to us. We matter, in case people didn't know.
Senator Ruben Gallego presented a motion on Wednesday to preserve funding for public broadcasting stations that serve rural and tribal areas, but it failed. In a press call, Senator Mark Kelly also underscored the role of public radio.
These cuts are going to lead to rural public radio stations laying off staff, reducing programming, or in some cases, even shutting down entirely and permanently.
According to the New York Times, Republican Senator Mike Rounds of South Dakota originally was hesitant to vote in favor of this package, but he changed his mind after receiving assurances from the Trump administration that they would repurpose unspent funds for tribal stations. However, Taylor is not convinced.
I would like someone to talk to me and tell me how this is going to work. And tell me that they have the authority to do this.
Instead, she says she will focus on working with stations to figure out other avenues to make sure the vital lifeline for Indian country stays on the air. Ben Brown, ABC 15, Arizona.